We are live on social media. I was reflecting on what one of my profs used to say, and I'm going to preface it by saying this. He essentially was saying if you want to get stuff done that's positive and good for other people, you need to sit down for a bit. If you want to do something and accomplish something, you need to sit down. Let me explain. He suggested that if you were a teacher in a class and one of your students was challenging for you to understand and work with, that you needed to go when no one was in the school, sit in that student's chair where that student typically sits in the classroom to try and help yourself get a view of the world from your student's perspective. Perhaps that's the way we can help to be able to bridge gaps, to understand people better, to be more loving and inclusive and embracing of others, to appreciate the diversity that's present in the world that God created, is for us to go, stop for a moment, and sit in someone else's chair, to understand, to see the world from their perspective. I do that by following videos of people who have very different spiritual beliefs than I have. I want to sit in their chair to understand their worldview so I can be enriched and also can better appreciate my worldview and my faith tradition. Creating God, we are reflecting for a moment on ancient words, and I ask those ancient words nourish us. We left off our studies in the book of Acts with Acts chapter 9, and we are now starting Acts chapter 10, one of the most important stories of the Christian scriptures is in Acts chapter 10, and it involves a dream, and it also involves a baptism. We'll probably get to the end of the section here with the dream, and then we will go into the baptism tomorrow. So we're going to read through a portion of Acts chapter 10, and then we'll take some time to pray for those who have had prayer requests they've given to me before, and for any prayer requests that get posted while we are live. There was a man in Caesarea named Cornelius, captain of what was called the Italian battalion. He was religious, God-fearing, together with his whole household. He gave generously to people and constantly praised God. One afternoon, at about 3, he had a vision in which he clearly saw an angel of God coming toward him, calling him Cornelius. He stared at the vision with awe and said, "What is it, sir?" And the angel answered, "Your prayers and your alms have just been recalled before God. Now send some men to Joppa and summon a certain Simon, also known as Peter. He is the house guest of Simon, a tanner who lives beside the sea." As soon as the angel spoke to him, he departed. Cornelius called 2 of his servants and a devout soldier from among those who attached to his service. After having explained everything to them, he sent them to Joppa. The next day, while they were on their journey and approaching the city, Peter went up to the roof at about noon to pray. He became hungry and wished to eat, but while they were preparing food, he fell into a trance. The heavens were opened to him, and he saw an object that looked like a large sheet coming down until it rested on the ground by its four corners. In it were all kinds of four-legged animals of the earth, reptiles, and birds. Then a voice said to him, "Get up, Peter, kill and eat." But Peter replied, "Certainly not, Lord. I have never eaten or defiled unclean creatures." And again, a second time, the voice spoke, "What God has made clean, you must not call unclean." This happened 3 times, and then the sheet was taken up into the sky. While Peter was still puzzling over the meaning of this vision, he had seen the messengers of Cornelius arrived at the gate asking for the house of Simon. They called to inquire whether Simon, also known as Peter, was staying there. At that moment, as Peter continued pondering the vision, the Spirit spoke to him. "There are men looking for you. Get up and go down and follow them without hesitation, for I have sent them." So Peter said to the men, "I am the one you were looking for. What brings you here?" They answered, "He who sent us is Captain Cornelius. He is an upright, God-fearing man, well respected by all Jewish people. He has been instructed by a holy angel to summon you to his house, so he may listen to what you have to say." So Peter invited them in and put them up for the night. The next day, he went off with them, and some other believers from Joppa accompanied him. And we are going to leave off with our reading right there. I do want to make a couple of comments. I think a case can be made that Jesus, who Christians have traditionally considered to be the ultimate expression and revelation of God to humanity, shows that all people are valued, that no people should be considered unclean, that all cultures are valued, that cultures should not be considered to be unclean, that cultures and people are valued and important to God. Moving to our prayers, praying for world peace. And why do we pray for world peace? Peace between Russia and Ukraine, peace between Israel and Hamas, peace between Israel and Lebanon, peace between Israel, the United States, and Iran, peace between Iran and her Arab neighbors. We pray for that peace because the worth and value and dignity of every person in the world is very high. Praying for those who are impoverished, for those who have no place to sleep at night that is safe and warm, for those who aren't certain if there'll be room at a homeless shelter for them and aren't sure if they'll be safe if they go there, for those who aren't certain if they will have food tonight, food tomorrow. They may not know where their next meal is coming from. For those who have faced the rejection of family. For those who are bullied. Praying for those who've experienced significant loss, family that lost a toddler, family that lost a father, and the residents of Tumbler Ridge and their extended families and friendship networks. Praying for those who lost loved ones in the school and community shooting, for those who lost friends, colleagues, neighbors, for those who are suffering trauma, for those who are living with what may feel like overwhelming levels of fear. Praying for a person with a heart condition, for 6 people who have dementia, for their care providers, for their families. Praying for a person with AIDS. For 2 people recovering from operations, one of whom is recovering from an operation that did not go well. Praying for people with cancer, person with breast and lung cancer, person with more than one form of cancer, person who has cancer and dementia, and 3 famous people with cancer. Former Vice President and President of the United States, Joe Biden, and King Charles and Princess Kate Middleton of the United Kingdom. We are praying for reduction in the forms of pollution that contribute to toxic water and that contribute to global warming. Today on Wednesdays, we pray for members of other world religions and faith traditions. We pray for other members of Abrahamic faiths. Today we are praying for Jewish people and Muslims. This is a prayer of thanksgiving. Concluding our time of prayer with the Our Father that's found in the Cotton Patch Bible. Father of us, O spiritual one, your name be truly honored, your movement spread, your will prevail, through the earth as through the heavens. Grant us sustaining bread each day. Forgive our debts as we forgive the debts of all who cannot pay. And from confusion keep us clear from the evil's sway. Thank you for joining live this evening. You are welcome to respond to this video with prayer requests. You are a God carrier, so for God's sake, be kind to yourself. Good night.